Welcome to Her Money Revolution. I'm your host, Angela Brooks, your guide on this journey to becoming a wealthy woman. As a certified financial planner, owner, and advisor at Family Capital Management, I'm on a mission to simplify the conversation around investing and to help women generate more wealth by making their money work for them. Join me as we navigate powerful financial planning strategies to help you achieve your personal and professional goals. This podcast is your go-to destination for no fluff, easy to implement financial and investing advice. If you are ready to achieve audacious financial goals, dream beyond boundaries, and generate massive wealth for you and your family, this podcast is for you. Grab a notebook. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to Her Money Revolution, the podcast where we empower women to grow their wealth by making their money work for them. I'm your host, Angela Brooks, and I'm so glad that you're here. Happy New Year. Today, we are halfway through January. Actually, by the time this drops, we're close to the end of January, and I want to talk about something that happens around this time every year. Did you know that the second Friday in January, so this year it was January 10, is known as Quitter's Day? Research shows that by this date, a significant number of people abandon their New Year's resolutions. In fact, 23% of adults give up their goals by Quitter's Day. And that number just rises to 43% by the end of January. Even more staggering, a study found that 92% of adults will not follow through on any of their resolutions or goals at all. You guys, that is so heartbreaking for me. But here's the thing. When it comes to your financial goals, quitting simply is not an option. Today, I want to dive into the power of mindset, how you can train your brain to stay motivated, to build better habits, and to save more in 2025. Let's talk about how to break this cycle, how to stay on track, and how to make this year, 2025, the one where you truly transform your financial future. You've probably heard me say about investing and saving that it is a habit. But there's actually a lot going on behind the scenes, specifically in our brains. And that impacts how well you save and how well you invest and how you can make this a habit. Now, let me just say up front, I am not a psychiatrist. I'm not an expert on brain science. But what I am is a financial advisor and someone who has worked with hundreds of women to help them transform their financial lives. And let me tell you, I've seen it. Mindset plays a huge role in financial success. It's just the simple fact that your mindset either sets you up for success or it can set you up for failure. Here's what I've seen over the years. Okay, it's not just about knowing the numbers. It's not just about understanding the investment jargon or having the perfect financial plan or talking to your advisor every quarter and staying on track 100% of the time. No, it's about what's happening in your mind, your beliefs about money, your habits, the way you approach saving and investing. I have clients that are older in life, and I'm like, I realize that I am trying to disrupt a pattern, a habit that you have had probably long before I was even born. Sometimes these habits are so anchored to whom we are that it's really hard to change course. But I want to help you, and I want you to continue to listen to this podcast. I've seen it. We make that shift in our brains. We can do it. So through my work, I have helped many women reframe their relationship with money, break down those mental barriers, and create habits that actually stick, habits that work, that become a part of who you are. Just a little shift in how you think about money leads to some pretty big changes in your bank account and your confidence and your comfort level with managing investment and wanting to even talk about finances. So today, I'm sharing some practical tips based on what I've seen work time and time again for myself, with my clients, my close friends, and I'm going to help you take control of your financial mindset because I think for me that just resonates so much. I want it to be a part of who you are, not just what you do. We're going to explore how you can rewire your thought patterns and use psychology to make saving easier and more natural and honestly enjoyable. Let's start by talking about why mindset matters when it comes to money and when it comes to savings and investing. You might be thinking saving is just about putting money aside, or investing is too complicated. It's just not for me. But the truth is, both saving and investing are behaviors. And behaviors are deeply influenced by your thoughts, then become your beliefs, then become your actions, and your actions become your lifestyle, right? And that's behavior. If you think saving is hard or you feel deprived when you save, those mental blocks will hold you back from actually building your savings account. In the same way, if you believe that investing is too risky or it's too scary or it's only for the experts or only for people that are super rich and have a lot of money, you might avoid it altogether. And if you do that, you're going to miss out on opportunities to grow your wealth. And oftentimes those opportunities are necessities for you to grow your wealth. Research shows that our brains respond strongly to rewards. If we can teach ourselves to associate positive emotions with saving, like a sense of accomplishment or pride, even joy, we're going to be more likely to make it a regular habit. The same applies to investing. If we reframe our mindset, it is an exciting way to make money work for you. And if you have that shift in your mindset from fear to empowerment, it's powerful. Now, I can't guarantee much of anything in my industry, but I can guarantee this: the mindset shift that I'm talking about will change your life. I guarantee it. It's not easy, but it's not hard. If we just are so intentional on shifting our mindset and being careful of what we let come into our mind. Thoughts can come into your mind, but if you train yourself to control those thoughts, inhibit them if they're not healthy for you, it will change your life. So let's dive into some practical ways to start training our brains to not just get excited about saving, but also to embrace investing as a critical tool for building wealth in 2025 and beyond. Tip number 1, reframe your money mindset. Reframing your money mindset starts with changing the way you talk to yourself about money. So we're going to replace that negative self-talk with empowering affirmations. And you may do this more often than you even realize. It's amazing. The more intention you have around the words that come out of your mouth, the more sensitive you become to it and you hear others. Like over the holiday season, it's interesting just to hear how people talk. My husband and I both were trying to be so intentional with having a positive self-talk and all the affirmations and things that we say, that it's so, when we hear someone say something critical, it's like fingers on a chalkboard. It's just like very interesting. But anyway, what I want you to do is I want you to replace that negative self-talk with empowering affirmations. Let me give you an example, okay? So instead of saying, "I'll never get out of debt," I want you to say, "I'm creating a plan to tackle my debt step by step and build a stronger financial future for myself and my family," okay? Instead of saying, "Gosh, I'm just so terrible with money," I want you to say, "I'm improving my financial habits and learning to manage my money wisely." I'll say these a little bit slower, maybe even repeat after me out loud. I do this. If I'm driving in my car or getting ready, or I went skiing this last weekend, my husband and I went to Breckenridge, and there are a handful of times that I'm just talking to myself out loud, trying to push myself to take on a harder hill, and literally out loud praying and talking to Jesus and like encouraging myself. So I'll say these things slower and repeat them after me, okay? So instead of saying, "I can't afford that," I want you to say, "I'm choosing to focus on my priorities and save for what matters most." Instead of saying, "I always make bad investments. I just suck at this stuff," I want you to say, "I'm learning how to make smarter investment decisions for long-term success." Instead of saying, I don't know anything about budgeting or that value spending plan, or that's just not for me. I want you to say, I'm taking steps to understand my finances and to create a value spending plan that works for me. Instead of saying, I'll never make enough money. It just is what it is. I want you to say, I'm developing my skills and exploring opportunities to increase my income. Instead of saying, I'm just not good with numbers, my husband take care of it. I want you to say, I'm finding tools and amazing resources to help me manage my money more confidently. Instead of saying, I can't save because I just spend too much. I'm a single mom. I've got too many bills. Maybe one day I'll figure it out, but I'm not right now. I want you to say, I'm becoming more mindful of my spending and finding so many ways to save consistently. When we shift the words that come out of our mouth and focus on abundance rather than scarcity by thinking about what saving and investing will allow you to achieve, like financial freedom or peace of mind, instead of what you're giving up. One powerful way to reframe your mindset is through goal setting. Goals shift your focus from what you can't do to what you can achieve. They help you turn abstract desires into actionable steps. And I've talked through some recent podcasts, so go back and listen to some of them that talk through how to set goals that are achievable. Because when you do that and you have action steps, it's going to build your confidence and it's going to build your clarity. I think it's in episode 13 of Her Money Revolution. I break down the 3 fundamentals of achieving those big, audacious goals or dreams. Re-listen to it and join me in the 8% of people that actually achieve their dreams. Because ladies, I am in that 8%. I achieve my dreams. I accomplish my goals that I set out for myself. And I don't plan on stopping. So go back, episode 13, those 3 fundamentals, they're motivation, which is the fuel that gets you started. It's the discipline, the habit that keeps you going. And it's the unshakable faith or belief, the confidence that your efforts will pay off. And when you tie these fundamentals to your financial goals, you will begin to see saving and investing as a tool to build the life that you want, rather than obligations or the restriction of a budget or something you just have to do. It's going to be something that you want to do. By setting goals and reframing your mindset, you train your brain to embrace saving and embrace investing as part of your identity. Again, it becomes who you are, not just what you do. So tip number 1, reframe your money mindset. Tip number 2, automate your savings to build a habit. Automating your savings and investing is like setting your brain on autopilot. When you don't have to actively think about transferring money to your savings account or to your investment accounts, you're more likely to stick with it, right? So when you set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account and an automatic transfer from your checking to your investment accounts, and make sure if you set those automations into your investment accounts that you're actually purchasing investments as well. I've had clients automation all the time, and I realized years later into the Roth IRA, but I was never actually investing in the stock market. So be mindful of that. Make sure that when you set those systematics that you're buying QQQ or PY or whatever the stock or ETF is that you're wanting to purchase. Okay. We also want to make it a fixed amount, right? That aligns with your goals. You have a certain investment account. You want to max that out. Make sure that you're setting the $500, $600 a month to make sure that you're maxing out your traditional IRA or your Roth IRA. Like I said, aim to max out those retirement accounts. To get the income limits and to get all of the annual limits that you can make contributions to, I have a free PDF that you can download. It's called 2025 Annual Limits Relating to Your Financial Planning. So make sure you visit hermoneyrevolution.com, get your copy today, get yourself set up for 2025, and make sure that you're maxing out all of the tax benefits and saving vehicles that you can. And understanding those annual limits is really important. So go to my website, hermoneyrevolution.com, get your copy of the 2025 annual limits relating to financial planning. Okay. So another part of this tip here is that you want to start small, right? If you need to. It's the consistency of seeing money go into your savings account and the consistency of seeing that money go into your investment accounts and into those mutual funds or ETFs each week or each month, however you set it up. That consistency is what's going to build a habit. And over time, your brain will start to associate saving and investing with a sense of reward, even if it's just watching your account balance grow. And for me, sometimes that reward is simply like checking something off my to-do list or my checklist. Okay, I want to do this month. And then once it's done, check. That gives me such a great sense of accomplishment. Are you tired of feeling like your finances are controlling you instead of the other way around? What if I told you that there is a way to align your spending with your core values so every dollar you spend actually brings you closer to the life that you truly want? Well, I want to share with you a tool that has helped me and a ton of my clients understand where their money is going and gives them more money to invest for their future. And that is the value spending plan. I have been using this tool for over 10 years, and it has been so impactful in my life, and I want to give you this tool to use in yours. Download a free copy of the value spending plan and start taking control of your finances today. Head over to hermoneyrevolution.com/resources to download a free copy today. Again, that's hermoneyrevolution.com/resources to download your free copy of the value spending plan. So, which kind of leads me into tip number 3, which is use positive reinforcement and small rewards. In your brain, there is a reward pathway that is connected to areas of the brain that control behavior and money. It begins where the neurons release dopamine to make you feel pleasure. So the brain begins to make connections between the activity that you do and the pleasure, ensuring that we will repeat that behavior. So we need to use this to our advantage when it comes to building healthy money habits by celebrating small wins. This is the same pathways in our brains that keep us gambling addictions or anything that could not be healthy as well, right? Is that stimulation, that dopamine that drops. So we want to make sure that we are setting goals and then rewarding ourselves so we can trigger that same pathway to release that dopamine to make us feel that pleasure, that makes sure that we're connecting that activity to that feeling. So we want to repeat the healthy behavior. Let's say you save $100 this month and you set up a monthly contribution to your Roth IRA Invest Index Fund. Celebrate that. Whether you buy yourself a cup of coffee or you share the news with friends or you mark it in a win journal if you have one. That could be a cool idea. I don't know. I don't have one, but it sounds kind of fun. Maybe just have a mini dance party with yourself. Tell yourself out loud, good job putting $100 into my investment account this month. Congratulate yourself. Acknowledge your progress and feel proud of yourself. Guys, the key is to find something that feels meaningful to you and that reinforces that pathway in your brain for positive momentum. That's my husband's word this year, momentum. We want to continue the healthy behavior. We want to have momentum for things that are going to propel us to become the best versions of ourselves. And sometimes it starts with your money and understanding what you're doing with your finances. And each time you reward yourself for putting more money towards investments, you're building a habit and your brain wants to do it again. So you're reinforcing that healthy behavior. Think of it like training a muscle, going to the gym and you're working out. Every time you invest, your investing muscle, if you will, gets stronger. And eventually, investing will feel less like a chore, less like, oh, I have to go to the gym. I don't want to do this. It's not going to feel that way. It's going to become more like a habit that you actually enjoy. The positive reinforcement plays a transformative in developing a sustainable saving and investing mindset. And that's what I'm here to really want to emphasize is that mindset that you are a saver. I am an investor. It's not just about achieving a single financial milestone and being check done. Congratulations. Okay, good job. But it's about cultivating habits that feel natural and rewarding over time. It's about habits that become part of who you are, not just what you do. It becomes your lifestyle. clients like, oh, I was doing so good, or if even friends, I was doing really, really good. And whether it's saving or losing weight or not eating sugar or whatever, I'm so good. I had a couple weeks in. You guys, habit, get rich quick. It's not an overnight thing. Habits take long time, like years, lifetimes, right? So when I say these things, it's not just something to do for a month. I'm talking about for the rest of your life, right? Like it takes time. It takes consistency. But the beauty of this approach is subtle. And at first, it might feel like a big, daunting goal requiring a lot of deliberate effort. And it is. For many of you, it is. And it should be if you want to become somebody that you've been before, right? It's not easy. But with consistent positive reinforcement, and when you celebrate the small wins, you continue to acknowledge your progress, and you focus on the benefits, your mindset will indeed begin to shift over time. And again, I'm not talking about a few months. I mean 3 to 5 years, 8, 10 maybe. Saving and investing will cease to be a task or a sacrifice. And instead, they become so ingrained in your daily life. It's not on your goals list anymore. It's not even going to be a resolution for you because it's just part of your daily life. How many of you have put on your goal list for 2025 to brush your teeth every day, right? Like think about that's what I want investing to feel like for you. It's not about whether you'll save this month. It's not an exception, right? It's a habit as automatic and as essential as brushing your teeth. It's a part of who you are. I'm an investor. Awesome. Okay, I get excited about that because it's so important. Tip number 4, visualize your financial goals on a regular basis. It's all about seeing it before you have it, right? You have to visualize it. Well, I don't care if you think it sounds woo-woo, it works. I'm a changed life. I've worked with so many friends and clients that I'm like, hey, have a vision board, look at it. Your subconscious mind will start working in your favor. Okay. So it really works. There's science behind it. When you visualize your goals, they actually help you achieve them. When you take a few minutes every day to imagine what it will be like when you reach your savings goal, your brain becomes more committed to making it happen. The other day I was in the hot tub with my kids and we have all these lights strung up and they're really cute, cool, whatever. But there's it's not a 2x4, a 4x4 pole that goes all the way up, have one of the lights hanging on it. And it's right by the hot tub. So my kids always grab like snowballs from where we keep our towels and they throw it at that pole. And sometimes they miss, sometimes they make it. I don't know. My 5-year-old, she kept throwing it and she kept missing and she was getting discouraged. She's so competitive, my sweet little girl. She's very much like her mama. She gets really competitive, but she was getting frustrated. She's like, my snowball's not right. It's too big. It's too small. It breaks before it gets there, whatever, all the excuses. And I looked at her. I was like, all right, Mariella, I want you to do something for me. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to say it out loud. This snowball is going to hit that pole. And I had her say that a handful of times. I'm like, okay, open your eyes and say it again. Like, I'm going to take this snowball and this snowball is going to hit that pole. Picture it, visualize it, see it in your mind. And we did that for like a minute, right? And so she got all into it and she's like, okay, I'm going to do it. And you guys, I'm not sure enough, that snowball hit in the middle of that pole. It was incredible. We were all like, cheering, and my son Nico's like, are you kidding me? And it was pretty cool. But that's just the power. It works, like you have to picture it in your mind to make it a reality. So I love a good vision board. If you don't have one for 2025 yet, it's okay. It's not too late. We're not in February quite yet. Even if you are, it doesn't matter. Have one, get one, try it, and then put it somewhere where you're going to see it often. I have mine in my bathroom right next to my mirror. And on my home screen on my cell phone. I have one at my work office, a few different things than what I have at my home, but I look at it all the time. It's in my subconscious mind, even if I'm not trying to focus on it, say all my affirmations or whatever, it's in my view. And I also look at the value spending plan. My husband and I meet bi-weekly, so we see where we are with our goals financially. We look at the numbers, we make sure we're paying our bills, even the ones are automation. We're like making sure, okay, did those truly go out? Are they getting paid? I also have my goals written out in my planner that I carry everywhere with me. I put them in so many places because each time I see it, I'm training my brain and my subconscious mind to stay focused on that goal. So like even if I'm reading a book, sometimes I'll take a piece of paper and I'll write a couple of things I really, really want to focus on or some of my goals. So if I'm reading or like there it is randomly, it's just top of mind. Don't be someone that writes these goals. I forget the percentage. What was that percentage? 42% of people that never accomplish their goals. Be with me. Join me in the 8%. And part of that is looking at them every day or every week or making sure that you remember who remembers what goals they have for 2025 and make sure that you have some financial goals for 2025. Okay, tip number 5, surround yourself with a positive money environment. The people we spend time with and the information that we consume have a huge impact on our financial habits. And if you think about that in anything, right? The people that you spend time with and the information that you consume, whether it's politics, whether it's money, whatever it is, it impacts you. So be mindful of what you're listening to and what you're watching. I want to encourage you to start listening to financial podcasts like this one. The jargon is too much. You don't understand it. It's okay. Keep listening because at one point it's going to click. Like, oh, yeah, I've heard of a backdoor Roth before. When you're meeting with your financial advisor, maybe they throw something out there and like, remind me again, what does that term mean? I've heard it before. You're not going to feel so afraid of approaching that because it's not so foreign, right? Read some books about money. Join communities. If you have questions, I've got so many amazing books that you could read and resources, online like training courses that you could take. Please reach out. I can send you some information if you are interested in that. But join some communities of people with similar money goals. We want to be mindful of who we're spending our time with. I tell that to my kids all the time. I remember my parents telling me that, you become who your friends are. Choose to spend time with people who encourage your financial goals. So for example, a friend who celebrates and encourages you with your decision to, stay in tonight and I'm not going to go out. I don't want to spend the money because you're saving for a new home and you don't want to spend on things that aren't necessary. That's the friend that you want to hang out with. That kind of friend is invaluable. One that's going to say, hey, good job. Yeah, I'll stay in with you tonight too because I should probably be saving my money as well. We all have people in our lives that might criticize our financial goals or pressure us into overspending. You guys, that is a toxic relationship. If you're out and you're shopping with some friends and you're like, I can't really afford that. I'm like, it's okay. Buy it. Do it. You can. Not really. Be careful. That could be a toxic relationship. You want to be mindful of those relationships that normalize poor money habits. And ladies, if that person is you, if you are contributing to unhealthy financial habits, if you normalize overspending, or if you normalize debt accumulation or avoid financial responsibility, stop it. Take ownership of that and start making a change. Okay? That's maybe who you were before, but today you're a new person and it doesn't matter. Start over. Take responsibility. And remember, change takes time. Okay? This is not a get rich quick. If you've normalized poor money habits for years, give yourself grace as you will unlearn them, okay? Remember, each small step adds up, and over time, you'll create a healthier relationship with money for yourself and for those around you and for your spouse and for your kids. You want to be that person. You want to be the person in the relationship that continues to cultivate healthy money habits. If possible, find an accountability partner who you can check in with on your progress. Knowing that someone else is on the same journey with you, oh my goodness, it could help you stay motivated. Share those small wins with someone. It reinforces that saving and investing is something to feel good about, okay? You don't have to do it alone. If you don't have anybody, call me. Reach out to me. Appreciating the DMs. Continue to send me those messages. When we create a positive environment, it reinforces our mindset that saving and that investing is a priority in our life. So there you have it, the 5 ways to train your brain to save more in 2025. Remember, creating a saving and investing mindset isn't about making a one-time change. It's about building a habit that will stick. It's about setting motivating goals, automating your savings and investing, using positive reinforcement, visualizing your goals, and surrounding yourself with a positive money environment. You're setting yourself up for success for this year and for beyond. Thank you again for joining me on Her Money Revolution. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe, leave me a review, and share it with someone who might need a little saving motivation for 2025. Let's make this year the one where you all level up your financial fitness. Until next time, remember that every small step counts and your financial goals are closer than you think. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you are feeling more empowered in your financial journey. Remember, follow and subscribe to Her Money Revolution on your favorite podcast platform, and share your feedback by leaving a review. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway from today's episode. Until next time, stay inspired.